Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico from the Creativity Cave, and I am coming to you live, not live. It is Monday, November 25th. Is anybody else kind of like, how is this even possible? But I had an appointment today that I would not get back in time for my live, so I decided to pre-record this for you. And I have some really, really great projects today. I'm so excited. They're so pretty. I think you're going to love them so much. I hope you will anyway. But I just wanted to share a few announcements before we get started because that's how I roll here at the Creativity Cave. Also, I have to tell you a quick story. Sorry, I would show you my face, but I just got out of the shower. My hair's all wet and I just am not camera ready, let's just say. But I have to tell you this really quick story before we get started. So my son decided to go to the NCAA cross country meet, like the championship meet, which he was not running in, but he wanted to spectate with a couple of the guys from his team. So they were going to drive to, it was held in Madison over the weekend, and they were going to drive there, and they were looking, as a good poor college student does, they were looking for places to stay. So he asked if they could stay at our cabin, which is pretty much on the way for them. And so we said, sure, that's fine. But our cabin is winterized, meaning like there's no running water. And so they just couldn't shower and they couldn't use the facilities, right? So they got there at like midnight on Friday night, couldn't find the key. And luckily, we're able to get in a side door. That's another story. But anyway, they spent the night. And by the way, this cabin is really small. It's like one room with a lofted bedroom, basically. So it's nothing fancy at all. And we told him they were more than welcome to stay there as long as they turned the heat off before they left, or turned it back down to, we have it set, low for the winter. Anyway, so he was so worried about remembering to turn it off that they didn't turn the heat on. And he said it was pretty good when they got there, but they woke up and it was pretty cold, which kind of cracks me up. Well, on their way out, they left, pretty early, so it was still dark. They hit a rock and his tire blew. So they're on the side of the road along the river, the Mississippi River, which is this road that's pretty precarious, because there's not much space on either side if you have to stop or pull over. So I don't even know where it was or exactly what they did, but luckily there were road crews out there. Helped him change the tire because he has a spare. Got on their way. Great. Go to the meet, have a great time, went running, sweaty boys got sweaty. One of the guys he was with realized he left his wallet at the cabin. So they had to go back to the cabin. Well, he decided that because they were already coming back to the cabin, they may as well come to our house, which, by the way, is just 2.5 hours away in the wrong direction. So they come back to our house, spend the night, which was wonderful. We had a great time. I made a great big breakfast Sunday for all these boys, and then they went back to Wisconsin because 2 of them were going to a Packers game in Green Bay on yesterday. So long story short, I got to spend a few precious hours with my son, which was very exciting, and his teammates, who are just really wonderful kids. They were so grateful to stay in a warm, heated place with food. So it was great. Anyway, they had a great weekend, and I think he got home somewhere around 3 a.m. this morning. So yikes. To be young again. Anyway, he did get a new tire, by the way. So long story short, their little Midwest tour turned out to get a bonus visit for me. So I'm really excited because I get to see him this week for Thanksgiving. So anyway, I have a few announcements that I would like to share with you coming up this week. There's all kinds of stuff happening. First and foremost, the 12 Days of Christmas is happening starting today. Posts or emails will go out around 7 p.m. Central every day. So don't watch for them in the morning. They're coming at night. So 7 p.m. Central, and I have 12 amazing projects and some fun extra bonuses sprinkled throughout. So stay tuned. If you're not on my email list, make sure you're subscribed. If you click see more, there is a link to my email list. And so you'll get 12 awesome tutorials delivered to you over the next couple of weeks. So that's super exciting. I'm always look forward to this, and I'm very excited about my projects to share with you. Also, it is Thanksgiving week, which means Black Friday is Friday. So I have my once a year grab box sale happening. So I will have a video posting about this on Friday. But watch for emails about this. So that's another reason why you want to be on my email list. Black Friday gift grab boxes are going to include consumable accessory type items like DSP, ribbon, embellishments, etc. I will also have stamp set and bundle and stamp set, die, and punch grab boxes. And then I will also have online class grab boxes. So 3 types of grab boxes. They will go while supplies last. So shop early for best selection. I will have discounts on accessory grab boxes if you get more than one. So watch for that. It's going to be awesome. Also coming out this week is the Utterly Adorable online class. And I would have to say that Utterly Adorable is 100% accurate. Oh my gosh. The cards are so cute. Oh my goodness. I really love this one. It's such a sweet bundle, or actually it's a whole collection of products. There's this gorgeous designer series paper, the stamp set, and of course coordinating dies. There's this beautiful soft cording, some pearls, and then we're also going to use the swirly embossing folder, which is just perfect for this one. Anyway, I hope that you can join me for that. Make sure you get registered. There is again a link in the description of this video. If you are part of my Watercolor Happy, or if you would like to be a part of my Watercolor Happy, I've got a couple of exciting things coming up. We have our Zoom painting session with me on December 6th, which I believe is a Friday. I sent an email. It's also posted in our Watercolor Happy Facebook group. I also have my stencils are coming, so watch for that. I hope to have the information out this week, if not for sure next week. So really excited about those things coming up. If you're not in Watercolor Happy, you for sure should be. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing course filled with just incredible inspiration. So I hope you'll join me for that. By the way, if you could give me the thumbs up on this video, that would be so awesome. Don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. I might not be live with you at this moment, but I will be watching all the comments, and I can't wait to hear from you. Also wishing all of my American friends a very, very happy Thanksgiving this week. And wherever you are in the world, shout out and let us know, because I love seeing where you guys are watching from in the comments. All right, you can still get the Reindeer Stamp Camp Extravaganza PDF. The online-only version of this weekend event is just incredible. So much inspiration. There's 15 projects with video tutorials, photos, dimensions, all the things. There's also 3 bonus live sessions, each featuring different projects that you can make with the same supplies. And it's just was an incredible weekend. Tons of inspiration. So I hope that you will take advantage of that. If you joined us and maybe you didn't make your projects yet, maybe you're working on them over the long weekend. We would love to see what you're making. We have a spot for you to share your projects in the Facebook group for this event. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group for this event, make sure you do that too, because there's all kinds of fun stuff in there. Also, this month's, or actually next month's Paper Pump, or what am I saying? Sunshine and Creativity Delivered. What did I just say there? Goodness. Next month's Sunshine and Creativity Delivered is featuring Dina's favorite techniques, which I'm really looking forward to. So we're going to do a kind of a nice variety of different things in this box. So I hope that you will get subscribed by November 30th in order to get that box. If you don't subscribe, you won't get the box because there will not be extras. There's that. Also, today's projects that we're going to make are going to be available in a packet of pre-cut cardstock for you if you shop my online store and spend $50 or more. If you spend $75, you'll also get the embellishment that I'm using today, so I hope you'll join me for that. Don't forget to use my host code to get your packet. You do need to use that host code unless your order is over $150, in which case you can skip the code and enjoy the Stampin' Up! Rewards. You'll also get at $50 the Nests of Winter All-Star video class bundle PDF, which is also available for purchase for $15. All of the links for all of the shopping is in my description. Okay, let's get started. So I am going to be working with the Sophisticated Sled bundle. This bundle is just, I don't know, off the charts, ridiculously gorgeous. It's just so beautiful. I hope you're going to love these projects because they're really awesome. And I'm excited to show you kind of a wide variety of what you can do with this bundle. I think they're definitely great for Christmas cards, but also just winter cards in general too. All right, so we're going to start with a pecan pie card base that I've got folded here in half. I have a 3x4" piece of designer series paper. This is from the Sentimental Christmas, and I cut it in half, so 1.5 by 4, and then I cut the other half into 3/4 and 3/4 by 4 inches. Or actually, this is 4.25. My apologies. 4.25 by 3 is what I started with. 4.25 by 3. Okay, so then there's the 1.5 by 4.25, and then the 2 3/4 by 4.25 sections. Okay, one of these we're going to put on the inside of our card, and we'll do that up in a minute. The other is going to go on the front of our card. I'm going to kind of just hold this for a second, but we'll come back to this. We're going to actually do a little stamping right over the top like that. Okay, so I want to stamp this really awesome little sled. And we're going to do that in some pecan pie ink, which of course is the perfect color for a sled, right? And because this is such a big photopolymer stamp, I'm going to take and use my Pierce mat for this. Because I think whenever you have a big stamp like this, you get a better impression when you stamp it on something. And my work surface is not particularly conducive to stamping large photopolymer stamps because there's no cushion in it and it's kind of a rough surface. So using this Pierce mat does a great job of kind of accounting for that. There we go. That looks wonderful. Okay, so we've got our sled, but this is pretty boring as is, right? So I thought we should add a little pizzazz to this, if you will. I'm going to take my Memento ink pad and I'm going to stamp this little, I don't know, maybe spray is what you would call this. I'm not sure. But I'm going to just stamp that on here like this. Okay. And then I'm going to color this in with a little bit of, let's see. I'm going to use, I think some, no, not, let's look good. Sorry, I'm changing my mind here. I'm going to use some Pretty Peacock blends, and maybe some Pool Party, actually. No, I think I'm going to go with green. Sorry. I keep changing my mind on this. I had it all set in my head and then I pushed the live button and now everything's changing. Okay, I'm going to go with Old Olive. All right, so I think this is going to be kind of a nice, different kind of color combination maybe than you typically would do. Okay, so I'm going to color, and you know what? I think I might change my mind even once more. I think I'm going to add some Blackberry Bliss to this because I think that might be just the color. Yep, there it is. Just the color needed for this one. Okay, so I'm going to take and do my bow in my Pretty Peacock. So I'll start with my dark marker, and then I'm just going to add some dark areas on all these bows, generally on the bottom of each bow, or like there's an inside to that one. Let's see. And a little down there, and I think that'll work. Okay, and then we'll use our light to blend. And one way you can test what colors you think might look good together is to just like do some swatches next to each other to see, you know, do these colors go well? And I would say those are going to be great. But that kind of gives you a good idea of what is going to look good together and what might not look so good together. So is anybody else, as we're sitting here coloring, is anybody else in complete and utter denial that Thanksgiving is this week? It's really late in the US. It's typically, it feels like it's not at the very, very end of the month, but it just feels so late this year. And Christmas is going to come so fast after this. I just know it. Okay, so, ooh, I do like that. That is a good looking bow, isn't it? All right, next up, we're going to do our leaves. And again, I'm using Old Olive. And you know what? I almost wonder if I should switch the Old Olive for Granny Apple Green. Let's decide real quick here, because Granny Apple Green is sometimes a little bit prettier color. Ooh, I think that looks better. Old Olive, I like Old Olive, but I think I wanted it to be a little brighter, because my other colors are not subdued, but a little bit. I don't want it to be dull, and I think Old Olive would have been dull, and I would say Granny Apple Green is definitely a brighter color, and it will add a little bit more interest to this whole thing. So see how handy it is to do that? Okay, I think we might, sometimes I miss leaves because there's kind of a lot happening, but I think I might have gotten them all. And then, so that was my dark Granny Apple Green. We'll switch to the light, get rid of the Old Olive so I don't make any inadvertent mistakes. Oh, I think this is going to be really nice. Anyway, Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's here. This month has gone by so quickly. I've been so busy this month. I'm really looking forward to having a little downtime with my family next month. I think it's going to be a really wonderful Christmas season with Carl home. And then I'm guessing that'll go by fast too. All right, so there, oh, that looks great. Oh, I'm glad I switched. All right, then I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss for these berries. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of the berries in my dark color because it's hard to blend on such a tiny area. So I'll do some of them in my dark color and then some of them in my light color, and then that'll be kind of a nice little look. And maybe one more. And then the rest we'll do in the light. Oh, yes. Oh, I love this. So I'm going to do a very nice traditional red and green card with this bundle, but I wanted to do kind of a non-traditional one as well. And doesn't that look fantastic? Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so I've got this beautiful, I guess, would you call that like a sway? That doesn't sound right. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and die cut this piece. And see, what did I do with my dies? Here we go. There's a die cut piece for this, which is perfect. And we'll just run this through my machine like so. And I'm just gonna take this Post-it to hold this in place, because after all that, I'd be a little crushed if it didn't die cut nicely. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Now, when we add this to our sleigh, doesn't that take things up a notch? Oh my gosh. I just love this so much. All right. I'm going to pop that up onto this. Well, actually, I think I'm going to put my card together and I'll pop this up on top afterwards. All right. So we've got our card. I'm going to start by putting this panel on, and I'm going to adhere it so that there's space on either side to slip my pieces of designer series paper in, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to put this right about there. And then I'm going to tuck this piece. Again, this is from the Sentimental Christmas bundle, or actually is it a collection? Maybe. Sentimental Christmas Designer Series paper is the name of the Designer Series paper. But I think it is part of a whole suite. Okay, so that looks wonderful. Then we're going to take this piece right here, and I thought it would be kind of fun to add a little, since I kind of changed my mind, I'm going to add just a little piece of this blackberry ribbon behind here. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do is just put this behind, and I'm going to fold the ribbon in half. And if you go from the fold out to the points, oh, and use your sharp scissors. I have a dedicated pair to ribbon. See how much better that cut? All right, so I've got kind of that nice little ribbony end, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Again, you're going to go from the fold to the ends like that, and that'll give you that kind of cool end. Then what I'm going to do is kind of fold that over so it sticks out, but it's not just like that. I hope that makes sense to you. So I'll just take a glue dot to kind of hold the fold, if you will. And there. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, I'll use a little Seal Plus to attach this because it's just so sticky. I'll stick that on like that and put this on like that. Oh, gosh, that's good looking, if I do say so myself. Okay, now your card kit will include all of the things that you need to make these cards, but you will need the bundle to make them. Okay. Oh, gosh, that's good looking, isn't it? All right. Now, this changes how I was going to do my sentiment a bit. So I might need to die cut a label. Let's see. Oh, I thought I might have one. I was going to say I could probably get away with crumb cake, but I think what I'm going to do instead is take a little piece. Oh, actually, this is kind of awesome. Okay, I've got this little rectangle here, which I'm gonna, well, maybe not. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is change my mind again. It's my card. I can do it if I want to. I'm going to change my mind one more time, and I'm going to use a piece of Lost Lagoon because it's a little lighter than the Pretty Peacock, and I think it'll work better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually cut a little sliver off of this piece. I was going to do a die cut, but I think this will work just fine too. I'm going to cut a little like 3/8 of an inch slice, so it's pretty skinny. And then I'm going to stamp Good Tidings on here. And I'll do that in Pretty Peacock ink, so a little bit darker ink. Okay, and then I'm gonna trim that. Like so, and then on the inside of our card, we'll add another sentiment. Okay, so let's pop this up. I'm going to use this little section of dimensionals to pop that up, because then we got to do the inside of our card. Oh, look at how cute that is. Okay, but wait, there's more. I am going to use the Cherry Cobbler and Pearl adhesive back berries for this. And oh, these are just so beautiful. So we're going to take and do the pearl ones, obviously. Just going to grab my take your pick tool here. And we're going to attach these. I'm going to stick one right there, and then a couple around like that. And I don't actually like that one there. So, oh, it came off so nice. That's wonderful. Ooh, I think I'm going to stick it right here in the center of this snowflake. Sometimes things just work out. Oh, that looks fantastic. Okay. I also feel like this definitely needs some spritzing on it. So I'm going to take my clear ink Estella and just, I think we're probably going to end up spritzing all of these cards because that just seems like snow, right? So we've got, oh yeah, that spritz looks fantastic. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but trust me, it looks good. Okay, then on the inside of our card, we've got a panel of 4x5 1/4 white. And I'm also going to stamp this wreath. And I'm going to stamp it, I think, in some Lost Lagoon. And I'll stamp off the first layer of it, so that what's left is kind of a nice light color. Okay, oh, that looks good. And then we'll take our sentiment for the inside, and there's a few different ones. Let's see. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. That sounds good. And I'm going to stamp that right over my wreath in some Pretty Peacock ink. Oh, that's good. Okay, and last but not least, we'll take and add our Designer Series paper strip to the side here to bring it all together. And then trim off the excess because that was, you know, a little bit bigger. Oh, doesn't that look nice? I love it when stuff works out. Now, you could also do this wreath on the sleigh as well. Either one would be nice, but I do think this looks fantastic and just adds such a nice touch to the inside of this card. Oh, okay, this is my least favorite of all the cards, so just you wait. Okay, the next one is kind of that traditional red and green Christmas, which I know you guys love, or at least I think you do. So we're going to start this with a card base that is early espresso. And I'll give that a good crease. So this is kind of, again, your more traditional colored Christmas card. I've taken a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so just a little bit smaller than the card front, and embossed that with my Timber 3D embossing folder because, of course, that goes so nicely with the sleigh made out of wood. And by the way, I used to have a sleigh like this. I think I had to get rid of it when we moved because Andy didn't want to store it anymore. So not fun. I got it at, so I don't know if this is a thing in other places, but in Iowa we have barn like sales, and they're, I don't know how to describe it other than it's like typically shabby chic. Sometimes it's refurbished stuff, sometimes it's antique stuff, sometimes it's handmade stuff. It's kind of a variety of different things, but it's often these kinds of things are, it's kind of like, it's not really a craft fair, but it's not really an antique fair, if that makes sense. It's kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I got this sleigh at a barn sale years ago, and I really liked it. It was old and kind of worn, and yeah. Well, anyway, so I'm going to take, I've got, I think this is a 3x4. Let's just see here. Yes, a 3x4 inch piece of Very Vanilla. And I chose vanilla because I'm also going to use a piece of, this is the Season of Green and Gold DSP. So I'm going to take this piece and stamp some snowflakes on it. So the stamp set comes with these cute little snowflakes. And I'll just stamp them in some Pool Party ink going around. Like so. And you don't have to do like a zillion of them, but you just kind of want to cover the space. Yeah. That's pretty good. There we go. Okay. And then this, oh no, this goes over. Okay. Next up, what I'm going to do is take and attach this to my card. Like that. And then I'm going to put my designer series paper right over this. I think we're going to put one more right there. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I love this plaid pattern. Isn't that just amazing? Now I die cut the runners of my sled. Then this piece is going to do, oops, this part and then this part right here of the sled. How fun is that? And then I also die cut a little thing of greenery right here. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so we're gonna take and add, we need some linen thread so that we can kind of put like a handle on this. Now, if you were like a purist, you might think, well, never mind. Now, I want to show you something really awesome. When you die cut this, you have these little inside pieces, right? So I saved one of them, this one right here, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this one. I'm very excited about that. Can you tell? Okay, so let's put this together. For that, I'm going to use some liquid glue and my craft sheet. And let's see here. We're going to need, let me set that aside. All right, we're going to need some liquid glue here. because these little pieces sticking to or gluing together are just a little easier with some liquid glue. Now, first, before you do this, make sure that the pieces came out. So like there's these little pieces in here and here. Make sure those came out, and then I did make sure that the holes in here are poked out just because it looks a little better. They came out real easy. It's just you want to make sure that they're not on there. Okay, so I want to attach this like this. So I'm going to focus my glue on the center panel and then the outside panels, just because you don't need glue like absolutely everywhere, if that makes sense. Okay, so got some on the center and a little on the outside. Okay, and then I'm gonna attach that right here like that. Oh, so cute. Whoever designed this did just such an amazing job. Okay, then this piece is gonna go across that crossbar portion. And again, you don't have to have a ton of adhesive on here, just enough to get things. And then you kind of want the dots to be covered or to show through the cherry cobbler rails. Okay, then last but not least, we've got this piece. Now this is going to hang off the side, so I really only need adhesive right here in the center. So once again, we'll just dab some liquid glue on here like that. How awesome is this? Okay, now here's where the linen thread comes in. So I want to have, you know, just a piece about yay big. So this is about 6 inches long. And what I'm going to do is at the very end of each piece, tie a knot, you know, like you would see, like that. And you can make it, you can double it really. So it's a little bigger. Okay, and then I'll repeat that over here. Now, if you aren't interested in doing the knots, you don't have to do this. You can just actually adhere it like behind, and then nobody will see it and it won't matter. But I think this is kind of cool. And it's just an extra touch, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes I like my cards to have a little extra on them. Okay, so then this, we can literally either dab some liquid glue onto the ends, or you can, and you want a decent amount because you want to make sure it sticks. Or you could even maybe glue dot it. The glue dot might show, that's why I'm being careful. Okay, and then kind of touch that into the liquid glue. I mean, it's here, you may as well use it, right? And then, as you can see, I just hold it on for a second, and then that lets the glue set up. Okay, and there we go. It's on there pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be yanking on it, but there you go. Oh, so cute. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And then we're going to come back and add this to our card. So cool. Obviously popped up. I mean, I don't think there was any question that was going to happen, right? Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals kind of all over the back of this because there's all that liquid glue, so we just don't want it to touch or stick, I should say. Plus, this is so cute. Okay, and then I'm going to take an edge piece and kind of stick that right here. That's a good number of dimensionals. And then I'm going to just place that right on here like so. Oh, so cute. Okay. Then what I want to do is take and do my sentiment. So I've got this little piece here. We're going to heat emboss it in white for extra awesomeness. And it says, "Let it snow," which I think is really sweet. Okay. So I'm going to drop my embossing buddy on there. And I'm definitely going to do my tweezers. We'll stamp this in some Versamark. Like so. Oh, so cute. There we go. And then we'll tap off the excess. Okay, and then we'll heat set that. And I just love how we're using this little piece that normally, you know, you would probably just toss. Just making sure I got everything heat set. And then I kind of like to wipe off. You can even do it like on your sleeve. I like to wipe off the excess on here. And then I'm just going to place that right here with some dimensionals as well. Kind of part on, part off, like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my berries and we're going to put one of these 3-berry ones right here. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And then a couple of the single ladies. Maybe right here and here. Oh my gosh, how stinking cute is that? I love it so, so much. Okay, then on the inside of our card, we've got Let It Snow. And then for the inside sentiment, I think actually we'll use this one once again. Let me just clean it really quick because right now we do not have the right color of ink on here. So just take a Stampin' Scrub because it was handy. And then I'm going to stamp, "I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter." I think we'll stamp that in Cherry Cobbler, but let's do a few of these in Pool Party, kind of in the center. And then we'll do this in Cherry Cobbler on top. And I'm wondering if maybe like I've got a little ink left over. Yeah. You know what? Let's turn this over and let's stamp these where we stamp them like, actually, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And then I'm going to add some stamped off ones and some full strength ones, if that makes sense. Like that. Oh, so cute. Okay, now let's adhere that to the inside of our card. So much fun. Isn't this just so sweet? Oh my goodness. I love this one so much. Okay, I've got one more really awesome card, and this one is so pretty, and it has just the best part of this set, I think, which are the skates. Okay, and again, this was designed so cleverly. So let me show you how we're going to put this together. So I'm going to start with a Lost Lagoon card base. So pretty. Then I am using from, I want to say this is Magic Meadow? Winter Meadow? This was DSP that carried over from last year's holiday catalog. Oh, which one is this? Sorry. I don't have mine handy. Let me grab it so I can tell you for sure. Sorry, I just had to move a couple things. Or a bunch of things. The funny thing is I have my Sentimental Christmas Designer Series paper out because I thought that was the one I wasn't going to remember. Oh, where is this? I'm literally going through my entire drawer to find this paper. Oh, honestly. Ah, I still can't find it. Oh, here we go. That took a while. This paper, which is the Winter Meadow. Oh, and I was right. That is what it was called. Okay, so Winter Meadow paper. And I just love this snowy tree scene. So I am going to cut this piece to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to attach it to a 3 3/4 by 5-inch panel of Pretty Peacock. Now, I did die cut the sleigh runners and the laces for the skates out of this panel. Okay, so we'll cover this up with our Designer Series paper, which is just so pretty. Like that. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this layer up onto my card. Where did my dimensionals go? Oh, they're just right here in front of me. Seriously. And then we'll cut that. Okay. So I've got that on the center of my card, which looks just beautiful. Then what I'm going to do is put together my sleigh, just like we did on the last go around. Now, because this has dried now, we're going to do my favorite part, which is to just roll up the goober of dried glue off of here so that we can start with a nice fresh silicone sheet. And yes, I was one of those kids who would put glue on their hands in elementary school so I could peel it off. Okay, see, I knew I was destined for a life of crafting. All right, I also die cut the little bow, swag. No, is that right? Whatever. The branch in Lost Lagoon. Again, this was out of my Pretty Peacock layer. And then I also have a hunk of gray granite. Gray granite is one of the colors. It's actually a little bit in that Designer Series paper, so it's kind of perfect. And we're just going to make sure that those little center pieces and holes are all out like so. We're good. Now let's glue all this together. All right, so just like before, we'll take a little bit of our liquid glue and our sponge. to put things together. So I'm just gonna spread that out a little bit. I've got I'm kind of trying to focus my glue a little bit more this time. Putting it on the inside and the outside of everything. And then we'll attach it to the sleigh rails like that. Looking good. Next up, we've got this piece right here, which goes on the top. Also looking good. And then that is just fine. Oh, I forgot to do something. I wanted to stamp my sentiment on here. I think we'll still be able to get it on. So for that, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to stamp it directly onto my designer series paper. So this says, "Let's decorate the season with happiness." Oh, that's just a sweet little saying now, isn't it? So I'm going to ink that up once again with Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to stamp it right there. Perfect. Okay, that looks great. Then I've die cut the laces out of my Pretty Peacock, 2 skates and 2 silver blades. So again, you'll get all the cardstock you need to make all of this. So once again, I'm going to use my liquid glue. Sorry, this is probably out of the frame. I'm going to use my liquid glue to attach all these pieces. So I've just got a little bit on there, and then these just slide into this slit on the skates. And I would actually say, rather than doing what I just did, because that got kind of glue where I didn't want glue, I would say put glue on the back of the skate. Just touch the back a little bit, and you can smear off any excess. And then you can slide those laces in, and then the glue will stick to the back like that. Oh, how cute is that? Now we also need a skate blade, and I'm just going to get some glue on my sponge here, and then I'm literally going to touch that. And then we'll put that on here like so, and it just fits. It's so perfect. They did such a good job designing this. Oh my goodness. So let's repeat that whole process again with our other laces. So again, I'm just going to touch the back here, and then this will kind of fit in there. It just fits in that little slit like so. So clever. Oh my gosh, they did such a good job with that. I push this in just a little further. There we go. And then I'm going to take my other skate. Now you want to make sure your glue is not too tacky, because otherwise this will stick to it and it won't release, you know? You want to make sure it releases. And that just lines up so beautifully. Oh, it's perfection. Okay, now I want to put my 2 skates onto my sled, and I want to attach them kind of with some linen thread. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I just need a little teeny piece, maybe like 4 inches, we'll say. 4 inches is probably plenty. And I'm going to actually glue dot this on. And we're going to cover this up, so don't worry if it doesn't look perfect, because we're going to cover it up with that, with the leafy thing. And actually something else too. Okay, so there it is. Now this is going to hold my skates, because, you know, skates, I'm thinking like the kind where they're dangling from the laces, right? So we can actually cut this a little further, because that's pretty long. Okay. But it's just all these little details that make this card so amazing. Now, this is not the card you're sending to your entire Christmas list, I'll be honest. But it sure is perfect for somebody maybe special on your Christmas list, right? Okay, so I'm putting this on with a dimensional, and then we're going to lock that dimensional in underneath the string, okay? And then we'll repeat that with the other one. Like that. How cool is that? Okay. Now, because we've popped up so many different things, we're going to actually just glue this directly to our card, removing anything that might have stuck to the back. And actually, there's a decent amount of adhesive on here already. I'll just put a little more, and then this will all stick really nicely to our card. Okay, so pretty. And you can even kind of adjust these a little bit if they're not hanging quite the way you want them. You know what I mean? So gorgeous. Okay, then we got to finish decorating. So we're going to put this over the top. And I was thinking, you know, that's not quite finished. So I'm going to grab myself a little ribbon. I've got, this is the silver and white sheer ribbon. And we're just going to tie a little bow. So you don't need much ribbon, because we don't want a huge bow. We want a little bow. And I'll just tie that. Got to make this bow do what I want it to do, right? Okay. And then I will glue dot this to this. Oh, look at how pretty this is. Okay, so we're almost done. I think this needs some spritzing. I mean, obviously, right? Okay, so we'll put some Winkastella, smack that all over. So pretty. And then on the inside, we're going to take and stamp our sentiment, our other sentiment, which is this one. So we got to clean this really quick. And I'm going to stamp that in Pretty Peacock. Hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. So I'm going to stamp this just a little bit off to the left. Okay, and then I'm going to take this skate stamp and stamp that right next door. And I think I'll stamp that in Lost Lagoon so it's a little bit lighter. And I might even stamp this off, to be honest. Where did my scrap paper go? And there you go. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. There is a die that die cuts that out as well, just FYI. So what a gorgeous card. This one's my favorite. I hope you loved these beautiful projects. Let me bring them all out for you. Again, you can get a free card kit for these cards when you shop my online store between now and December 1st. Okay, so awesome. All right, so again, a few reminders. Don't forget about Black Friday grab boxes. Make sure you're on my email list. The 12 Days of Christmas posts are going to start today. And the utterly adorable online class comes out this week. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys had just the best time with me today. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you could give me the thumbs up, that would rock my world. We will see you again soon next week. Have a great Thanksgiving or a great rest of your week wherever you are in the world. Thanks, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye.